track of who's here.
Mm-hmm. Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome. If you're coming in, let us know where you're from and who invited you. If it's me, just say XD. Give a few minutes to get folks coming in on the in. Hopefully, you all had a wonderful Tuesday. Sun is shining. Welcome, welcome. Um, Let us know where you from in the chat and who sent you. Should have some waiting music going. Do 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 do. Don't be shy. Let us know who you are, where you be in the chat. It's also good to see you here on the XD Experience. Opening the YouTube channel again. It's been closed for quite some time, and so I want to welcome you all. So it's a joyous occasion for multiple reasons. Okay. Come on in. Take a seat. We're going to get started in a few minutes. We have some really cool stuff to show you. And also just to chat. You know, it's nice to have just to talk on a Tuesday. You know what I mean? Again, let us know where you're from and who sent you, what city you hails from.
Welcome to everyone.
Welcome. Coming from New Orleans. Wonderful. That is on my birthday trip list, my very short list. Come on in. Bring a friend. Take a seat. We'll get started in a few seconds, a few moments. Come on in. Let us know where you're from or where you're calling from, sitting down, hanging out with us. Oh, yes, yes, yes. I know, I know. Welcome again. Welcome, welcome. Having folks trickle in here.
Oh, we've got someone from New Orleans.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It is a wonderful time of the year. The weather is so pretty, isn't it?
Mm. Come on in. You are able to share this link um, with those, with your loved ones and friends. So please do. Please do. I know I did. And we'll get started in one more minute. Let us know. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to this amazing, amazing presentation. But again, in the chat, let us know where you're from, who invited you. If it was me, say it was XD. If it was whomever else, say whomever else. We're in the club. We all fam. You know. Wordsmith, my friend, how are you? Maryland, awesome, awesome. Okay, we're gonna get started. I want to say welcome to all of you for coming in and taking a chance on yourselves and really hearing this wonderful business opportunity about to be presented to you. I'm XD. If you haven't noticed, if you didn't notice me or know me, I'm here with Ms. Donna, who is a wonderful director here with Planet Marketing. But I want to bring up somebody who is amazing at this business. She is a 3-star director, Fireball recipient, Breakthrough Award winner, top 1% earner, Sapphire ring wearer, and earns $100,000 residually from this business, which is pretty amazing. So I want to bring up Miss Brandy Holmes Dennison to the docket. Hey.
Hey, I am here. Thank you so much. And thank you to everybody that hopped on with us tonight. XD is about to bring something to y'all amazing, but I know we also have Joy and Sybil with some guests in the room, and we probably have some other business partners here because anytime we're presenting this information, we never want people to miss it. But just like he said, he hopped into this travel business, had no idea that we had so many perks and benefits as well as money on the table. So we're going to be talking about that tonight. So hopefully you have like a notepad or a pen where you can take some notes, because at the end, we will allow you, to put some questions in the chat, ask some questions so we can get that answered for you. But I actually joined this business back in 2019 because I travel. And I'm sure most of you on here, you're already traveling or you want to travel more. Well, I am actually the family booker. I'm the one that books the family cruise each and every year. Had no idea that I could be getting paid from that. But I'm a full-time makeup artist. That's my main thing. I've been doing that for 26 years. And one of my clients was sitting in my chair and she said, hey, Brandy, I know you're already booking your family's cruise. Did you know you could be getting money from it? And I was like, no, I had no idea. Well, she turned me onto this business. That year when I booked my family's cruise, I made $2,700 in commission from doing the exact same thing that I had been doing years prior. So if you are on here and you go to Expedia, Travelocity, Priceline, Orbitz, or wherever you go to book your travel, what we want to do today is educate you on how you're missing out on money and how you can start booking and bringing that income back home to your house. But the first thing we want to talk about is some freedoms, right? Financial freedom, personal freedom, and time freedom is what I like to call the true adulting. I feel like when you've reached all of these, you have truly arrived. All right. This is where the millionaires, billionaires, and those people that are as far from the poverty line, this is where they reside, where, they wake up and they don't have a schedule. They can do what they want to do, how they want to do it, with who they want to do it with. They can have coffee in bed instead of coffee on the go. They're not getting in traffic, sitting in anybody's cubicle, because they have set their life up for these freedoms. Well, guys, it's not too late. We can absolutely do the exact same thing. And this opportunity is allowing me to do that. So we want to show you how you can design your ideal life where you can earn more, travel more, and experience more. Because I had decided that, it's time for me to set my life up where I'm down with memories instead of down with dreams. Because I was traveling, but I was doing the typical travel. I was taking some cruises, going to Bahamas, Jamaica, Dominican, hitting up Vegas, Miami. But I want to do some real travel, like Bora Bora, Fiji, the Seychelles, Maldives. I had the pleasure this summer of being in Monaco, France. It was a life-changing experience, something that would not have been open to me had it not been for this business. And it's all because I tapped into my network. The same thing that our business partners are doing with you all tonight. If you have at least 50 names and numbers in your phone, you have a network. When I started this business, I reached out to my families and friends and I said, hey, I'm in the travel business. From here on out, y'all are going to book with me. It was as simple as that. But then I started empowering them and showing them how they can do the exact same thing. And that is when I set myself up for unlimited income. Secondly, we want to show you the benefit of e-commerce. We all know that AI is here, right? It's not going anywhere. And it's, unfortunately going to affect millions. They're projecting over 83 million jobs. Well, guys, when that many jobs are affected, we're all affected. But what I love about our business is we get to integrate with AI. So AI is actually going to help us multiply our income. And we have no inventory. We have no quotas. So I don't want y'all to worry about having to pack up products and go to the post office or, stock anything on your shelf. We are in the business of travel. But now we just want to educate you how you can get on the money making side of that to where you're a merchant instead of a consumer. And that's where the secret and the money resides. But before I go any further, let me properly introduce exactly who we are. We're Planet Marketing. We're an online business provider. We have been around now for over 10 years. We're already in over 20 countries. We have our eyes set on coming up Dubai, Germany, and Canada. But what I love is our founder, our visionary, our CEO, who you see right there on your screen, Mr. Donald Bradley. He has vowed to be in all 195 countries. So I always tell people to really think about this kind of like the Amazon in the garage. I'm sure we've all seen that picture where Jeff Bezos was in the garage with a hope and a dream and a prayer, right? Only selling books. Well, we see what Amazon is today. And that's because he kept pushing forward. He kept going, he kept climbing, and he kept growing. Well, that's exactly what we're going to do over here. Mr. Donald Bradley, who is a father of 4, he's been married for over 30 years. He was someone who lived on the poverty line. He says he was broke than a joke, right? But he found the opportunity to step into the travel business because it is wealth hidden in plain sight. Well, once he successfully became a multimillionaire in the industry, he said, now it's time for me to reach back and help average individuals earn above average income, help ordinary people live extraordinary lives. And that's why he started Planet Marketing. Now, he brought on 2 amazing individuals, Mr. Dwayne Vansell and Miss Leanne Trokler, who helped lead the charge. That's our president and our CEO. And she's the one who pays us on time, every time, and sometimes before time. And guys, today we have paid out well over $370 million in commission. So we're Planet Marketing. So that means, of course, we have to market something, and we market IntelliTravel. Now, IntelliTravel, they're the top dogs, okay? They're the originator of the home-based travel business. So you cannot get any bigger, badder, or better than IntelliTravel. They're the ones who actually went to Congress 35 years ago to write the rules and regulations of how we as average individuals can now make money from home by booking travel. Now, they are based in Delray Beach, Florida. And we as Planet Marketing reps, which is myself, XD, Sybil, Joy, whoever invited you on here tonight, we have an exclusive partnership with them. So you cannot become an IntelliTravel advisor unless you go through a Planet Marketing rep. So I kind of want y'all to see how the 2 businesses are partnered exclusively together. Now, we have booked in travel bookings to date 6.5 billion. Right? Because travel is always on trend, it's never on trial. I was in this business during COVID, and that was the time when we were all supposed to be locked down, not going anywhere. Guys, I was still booking travel. It was my way of supplementing income during that time because, of course, my makeup business was down. Nobody was going anywhere, so I wasn't doing anyone's makeup, but people were still going to Tulum. Tulum actually blew up during COVID. So much so that they now have their own airport. So do not think travel is ever going anywhere. It is always going to happen. Now, James Ferrara, who you see on your screen right there, that is our CEO, and he has been with the company since day one. So he has been here for 35 years, and we have that A+ rating on the Better Business Bureau, so you cannot compete with that. We have tons of awards and accreditation. We're ranked in the top 25 travel agencies. And then, of course, that Magellan Award that you see on the bottom, it's like getting a Grammy in the travel industry. We've now received that well over 12 times. But I have a question for the guests because this is something that I did not know. Did you know that commissions are already built inside your travel bookings? So that's what was new to me. Because guys, in 1996, when Travelocity launched, we all thought that it was convenient. We're like, great, we can now book travel from online. We don't have to pull up to a brick and mortar and sit with a travel advisor. But guys, every time we were doing that, the price that we were paying, there was a commission built in it. And it was going back to Travelocity or whomever you're booking with. So now we want to remove that middleman. So if you're going to be doing the work, don't you think you should be getting paid, right? That just makes sense. Now you're going to get 70 to 80% commission from what the vendor pays out. So for example, I booked my girlfriend and her boyfriend to go on a Virgin Voyage cruise. That one cabin paid me $450. So you can kind of imagine what your commissions can be like if you choose to start booking for other individuals, or you can just book for yourself. But you will receive a state-of-the-art personalized booking portal. You'll be partnered with every major supplier worldwide. So this is not a domestic thing. If you like to travel international, go for it. You're going to have a payment gateway where you yourself and your clients can make payments on their trips. And then we keep up with everything because we're going to have that client customer software where we're going to keep up with your clients, everything you need to know about your business. But of course, some things that you can book are those group cruises, the corporate and church retreats, fraternities, sororities, destination weddings. That was actually my story. I got married 2 years ago in New Orleans. So shout out to Louisiana being on the line today. And I was a bride and I was a travel advisor. So I put 2 hotels to the side. Simple work. Called the hotel, told them I needed to do a room block. They created the link for me. So I didn't even have to do any work. They emailed me the link. I put it on my wedding website. My friends and family, who of course was going to come see me get married, they clicked on the link and they did the work. But guys, I came home to $1,500 in commission. So how many brides do you know that maybe they're going to Jamaica or they're going to Dominican or, Mexico to get married and they're leaving all of that money on the table? Now you'll be able to bring that home to yourself. But what I truly, truly love is a turnkey business, because I know a lot of us are busy, right? We're either have multiple jobs, we're working full-time jobs, we're parents, some of us are grandparents, some of us are grandfathers, whatever the case may be. And we sometimes think we cannot add another thing. Well, when I joined this business, I had 5 businesses, right? I was running 5 businesses and I was running like a chicken with my head cut off. And then I realized that I was just busy being broke. I don't know if anybody else has that story, but that was me. I had a lot of things on the table. I had a lot of irons in the fire, but nothing was truly just paying out big. So I was having to do a whole bunch of things to make a little bit of money to get things covered. But when I stepped into this business, what I realized is that the world is traveling. And that's what I needed to make my business, what the world is doing, and make what I love to do more of my hobby. Now, granted, I'm still doing this on a part-time basis, but I am giving it full-time effort. But what is great about this turnkey business is you're going to have customer service and support 7 days a week, which is a game changer. And you're going to have on-demand agent training. So basically what that means is just like how you go on demand on Netflix to watch a movie, you can go on demand with your training. If you want to learn about Carnival, go to the on demand for Carnival. If you want to learn about Royal Caribbean, we have all of the vendors with all of their training. So now that you're learning how to book as an advisor instead of as a consumer to where you can get paid. So guys, all I did, I unplugged from Netflix because I realized Netflix was not giving me a return on my investment. I was busy watching Millionaires instead of working on being one. And I plugged into my business that will give me and is giving me a return on my investment. And then we also have all of your sales and marketing materials set up for you. So we've taken the guesswork out of that. It's over $100,000 in sales and marketing material. So your social media posts, your business cards, it truly is a business in the box. But when I tell you, you have access to absolutely everything, literally everything from cruises, vacation packages, tours, car rentals, airline tickets, hotel rooms, resorts, travel insurance, sports and entertainment tickets, train tickets, vacation rentals, excursions, and activities. So recently I was in Atlanta about last weekend, and Boys to Men, New Edition, and Tony Braxton, they were in concert. Had no idea that they were in concert at the time that I was going to be out there for business. But guys, just imagine being able to go to yourown.com, buy your concert ticket, and receive commission from doing that. One of my business partners did that here in Houston for Diana Ross. She made $65 in commission. Now, granted, some of us may think $65 is not a lot of money, but y'all know parking is now $65 for those concerts, or maybe it covers your cocktails for the concert. It's better to come home to something instead of nothing. But on top of that, we had business partners put packages together for Super Bowl. The average ticket bought for Super Bowl was $10,000. Guys, they did the hotel room, they did the flight, they did the rental car or the car service. We can also book homes if you like to do that. And then they added the Super Bowl tickets to the package. So just imagine what that commission can be. That's when now you're playing for your own last name instead of just rooting for somebody else. So when we're talking about why travel, why now, the question really is, why not? Guys, it is an industry that is recession proof. The majority of people are traveling for business anyway. If y'all recall seeing the lines that were wrapped around the building during this government shutdown, it's because people are going to travel by any means necessary. I was one of those individuals who had to travel during that time. And I just knew I had to get to the airport 3 to 4 hours early because I could not miss my trip. Currently, it's an $11 trillion annual industry and it's going to $15 trillion. So it is one of those business, again, that's always on trend, and every generation is using it, from the millennials to the baby boomers, Generation X, which is still in that workforce. Listen, Generation X is the ones who have subscribed to the 40-40-40 plan. They're working for 40 years, 40 hours a week, retiring on 40% of their pay. Now, I don't know if y'all are paying attention to the economy, but none of us right now can retire on 40% of our pay and maintain the lifestyle that we're living right now. So not only are they supplementing income by hopping in the travel industry, but they're also using the travel industry to maintain that work-life balance. Now, if I have any of my Generation Zers on here, I love y'all, because really y'all have gotten it right. Y'all do not want the traditional way of working. My niece, who is 22 years old, she does not have a job, and she has vowed not to get a job, yet she lives in a luxury high rise. And that is because she's making Wi-Fi wages. They have coined the phrase no cap because they do not want to cap on their income. And what they realize is making money online opens you up to the whole entire world instead of what your boss thinks you are worth. Now, I'm not saying anybody needs to quit their job or do any of that, but it is good to build your empire from 6 to 12 after your 9 to 5. Build some what if money. What if I lose my job? The way so many people are losing their job right now. Or what if there is an emergency and I need to access a quick $10,000, $20,000? It's always good to have that income built on the side through a part-time business. So all we're telling y'all is turn your cell phone into an ATM, because why not? That cell phone's already costing us $2,000, and just get paid on what people are doing anyway, because almost everyone you know is traveling, or at least they want to travel. And here's the deal. We just don't travel for fun. I said earlier, we travel for business. I'm here in Houston, Texas. People are traveling for medical reasons because we're right here with MD Anderson. Sometimes you have to travel for education, or you're traveling for conferences. If you're in a sorority or a fraternity, they always have conferences. You're traveling for work. There's all types of reasons. Even if you're traveling right there in your own city and you just want to do a staycation, you have to click on somebody's.com. So you might as well click on your own. But let me show you some examples of commissions. And these are just some small examples. Guys, I have definitely have friends and business partners who have made way more than this. But let's say that you have a frequent business traveler. They're traveling 3 times a month and they're going to your portal. So what does that mean? They're going to go to you.com instead of going to hotels.com. Right? And when they click on your portal and they book, you can see a commission of $151.20. I call this sleep money. That's why there's a bed on the screen, right? Because you didn't have to do anything but share your link. Post your link on social media. Let them know you're in the travel business. They can now book just how they book on Expedia. They can now book on you for their future travel. But let's say you do a little bit of work. Maybe you're going to book some golfers on a 5-day golf trip to Scottsdale, Arizona. This usually takes about 20-30 minutes. And why is that? Because our golfers know exactly where they want to go. So they're going to tell you the greens they want to golf on. They're telling you who they're bringing because they're only bringing the best players, how long they want to stay, how much they want to pay. You take the 20 minutes, plug it into your portal, and you can see a commission of $274.86. But now let's say we book some lovebirds for a honeymoon in Cancun with Butler Service, $561.79. For me, this is going to cover my light bill because summer, the light bill skyrockets, right? Or maybe it's covering somebody's car note. Just think of some bills that you can kind of take off the table, or maybe you like to shop. Maybe you could go shopping more and use this as your shopping money. Now, this is the kind of money that I was leaving on the table. As I said, year after year after year, I've booked my family's cruise and I was only coming home to a headache. Now I come home to a headache and a check. So the headache feels a lot better. So a 5-day group cruise, family reunion, 20 cabins booked, right, XD? Now we got a comment in the check, $2,240.17. But guys, we had one of our partners in the business, and this is what's crazy. She is 60. When she booked it, she was 65 or 66 years old. She put a steppers cruise together. They do like the Step in the Name of Love, the Swing Out, and she did it with 3 cities. She advertised it. Everybody just went on the link. They booked the cruise. She made $55,000 in that one commission from putting that cruise together. So just think about some ideas of what you can put together and how much money you can make just from an idea, because people always want to travel. They love to travel. And then you're going to make commission off travel insurance. You're going to make commission off the excursions when the boat, ports. A lot of people now fly out the day before because a lot of the cruises are porting from like Miami, from Florida. Some are from New Orleans, wherever the case may be. So if you have to fly out, you usually go the day before, hotel room, the car transfer, all of that is a commissionable rate, and you can be taking home income. But my favorite part, and I know it's XD's, I know it's Sybil's, I know it's Joy, any other business partners on here, Donna, we absolutely love learning and earning in this business. And the reason being, I really want y'all to think about, let's say, a flight attendant. When you're a flight attendant, there are some perks and there are some benefits that you get from working for the airlines, right? Flying free is one of them. So I want y'all to think about the perks and the benefits that you can get as a travel advisor. So when we learn about different brands and different vendors, and this again is all at your own time, your own pace, it's from home, it's all virtual. Guys, you get gifted a lot of different things. So if you've ever heard of Virgin Voyage Cruise, I talked about it earlier. I took their training, I plugged in online, and I plugged in about 30, 45 minutes a day. It took me 3 days. And after I passed the little short quiz at the end, they sent me an email saying, we would love for you to come and experience the property. And they do this, different brands and vendors. Princess does this, MSC does this. I was able to go on that cruise for free. All I had to do was pay the taxes, because of course you can't get around the taxes, and the taxes were $200. Me and my husband went for 5 days, everything included. We were the very first ones to get on the ship. We sat front row at all of the shows. They put in our reservations at the restaurants. I mean, they really treated us like royalty, like rock stars. And why do you think that is? They want travel advisors to have the best experience on the property, because what are we going to do? We're going to talk about it. We're going to come back. We're going to share with our network. Hey, you have to go on Virgin. I had the best time. You have to eat at this restaurant, that restaurant. I would love to book you. We're going to take pictures. We're going to post it. And that's going to do what? Bring more money to their establishment, right? So they lay out the red carpet for us. Actually, Donna, I have you on here. I want you to unmute, because I want you to talk about one of the perks and benefits that you received. I think you were staying at a hotel and you got upgraded or a discount or whatever, all because you were in the business of travel.
Yeah, we stayed at the Chateau Elan here in Atlanta, or just outside of Atlanta. That's where Usher got married. And those rooms are normally about $500 a night. We got the room for $189 a night. Then they upgraded us to a bigger suite in the corner. It was fabulous. It had a living room, everything, full bar. It was the most amazing experience. And I just want to do it again.
Right. No, I completely understand. Right. There is nothing like walking in a property and letting them know that you're a professional travel advisor and asking for upgrades, complimentary upgrades. I took the Hotel Excellence certification. Now, when I go on a Marriott property, I can ask if there's an upgrade available. And if it is, they will gift that to you for your stay. One of our friends actually was in Mexico. She's in the travel business with us, and she asked to tour the presidential suite on her trip. Well, guys, they offered her to stay in that suite for the remaining of her trip, which was another 5 days, because it was available. And she's going to take pictures. She's going to talk about it. She's going to refer it to her friends. But that suite was $16,000 a night. And she got to stay in it for an additional 5 days, and there was no upcharge. So that's just some of the benefits and perks that are thrown out to us as agents who are plugged in with the business. So this is an example of that. This is an IntelliTrip. It's basically where you're getting intelligent about the trip. So when I went to Virgin, I got intelligent about Virgin. I was able to eat the food, drink the drink, say what's best, what show to watch. You get to experience this as a client, but you're doing it for an insider price. So this is Negril Jamaica, 4 days, 3 nights, all inclusive, adults only, for only $499. Now, me and my husband, we kind of have a joke. When we're planning our trips, I'm like, okay, let me see what I can learn about real quick so that I can go as an insider, right? So I can go for free. Here's another example, Punta Cana, Dominican Republic. Now, this is 5-star, all inclusive. Again, 4 days, 3 nights, $720 per person. And I just want to make it very clear, this is not one of those things. It is not a timeshare. It is not one of those things when you get on the property, now you got to sit through this presentation for 2 to 3 hours. It's none of that. You literally walk up to the property, especially 5-star. We had this last year and it was only $199. So sometimes these prices are a little inflated, but it was $199 last year. And they're handing you the champagne when you get on property. They're handing you hot towels. They're taking your bags to your room. They want you to go to the beach, go to the pool, eat the food, sleep in the bed, do all the activities, because they want you to be able to effectively refer it to your family, your friends, and your network. Now, this is a slide for me that really sealed the deal. If I have any entrepreneurs on the line, you're going to understand that we take a lot of risk when we're building business. We have dreams and we want to see those dreams come to life, right? So when this came around, again, I was already running 5 businesses. I had taken a risk with those. Some of them did really, really great. Some of them not so great. But that's part of being an entrepreneur. But what I love about IntelliTravel, they give us nothing but guarantees. There's absolutely no risk in joining this business. So the number one is our best travel price guarantee. So let's say, for example, you join us, you have a client, maybe you're booking them on a Monday to go to Jamaica. So you get them booked. Now your friend is still looking around, or your client still looking around to see if you found the best price. If they find exactly what you had found for them, but they find it for less, if they come back to you within 7 days and tell you that, we either meet or beat the price that they have found. And in the event we can't, we cut them a voucher for 110% of the difference, which is a game changer. Now, number 2 is for you, everybody that's here, that's a guest, that's not yet partnered with us. You can decide to partner with us tonight, and we hope you do, because it's an amazing opportunity. And you're going to have 30 days to explore your business risk-free. So that means you can get into your website. You can compare prices if you like. You can see what our training looks like. What do you get, the perks and benefits as an agent? Get plugged in with us, because we're going to show you everything. Now, if for some reason on day 29, you're like, no, this isn't for me, I'm just going to go ahead and give my money away to Expedia, Priceline, or whatever. I'm rich, I don't need to save any money. Then listen, return the business back to us. You get your full investment back, no questions asked. But number 3 was the one that stood out to me as an entrepreneur, because I know that it takes longer than 30 days to see anything work, right? To see anything happen. So they're going to give you a whole entire year. So not only do you get the 30 days risk-free, now you're getting another 11 months to really learn your business, plug into your business, make some money, save some money. But in the event you do not make or save what you invested, then IntelliTravel will cut you a check for the difference to make you whole. So that is when my ears perked up, because I realized there's absolutely no loss. But again, I've been in this business since 2019, and I am not going anywhere ever. So what we talked about so far, it makes sense. We've talked about travel. If you are someone who loves to travel, or you want to travel more, because this opportunity has allowed me to travel more because I travel for so much less, then you're going to love this business. We're partnered with the largest at-home travel agency in the world, the originator, the first ones to kick it off. But I'm going to run over another side of our business, which is our marketing business. And I always say this side of the business, this is for the ambitious people. So this is for people who are go-getters, people who really love money, who like nice things, who wants to get to that soft life. That's myself, that's Donna, that's XD. Look, we are paying attention. Look, that's Sybil and Joy, they're on here as well. We're paying attention to what's going on in the world. We're understanding that AI is going to affect a lot of things. We're glad that we're ahead of it instead of behind it. So this is a side of the business that we mainly focus on. We use the travel, we love the travel, and travel is never going anywhere. But if you're somebody that likes to help people, then this side is the side that you are going to enjoy. Now, one thing that we all do, I know, especially for me, I'm not an influencer, but I am always talking about somebody's restaurant, a movie, a shoe sale, something I found at Amazon, a cleaning product. I am always marketing someone else's business on my social media. I will film the whole entire meal. I will edit the video. I will do a voiceover, the whole 9. And guys, I'm not getting paid to do that. That is just part of what we do when we are building our social media, building our brand, or whatever the case may be. Well, over here, when you refer your friends, you tell your friend, hey, I figured out a way. I got the plug. We're going to travel for less. We're going to make money, or we're going to save, whatever the case may be. You get paid. So now when you are marketing your own business, when you're referring your own business and talking about it on your social media or just personally with your friends, you're going to get paid $50 every time somebody joins you. Now, guys, when I first started, I was using the travel, and I told my girlfriend that I just got off the Virgin Voyage cruise for $200. And she was like, I was looking at that cruise. That cruise is like $4,500, $5,000. And I said, yeah, I know. She was like, well, how did you get it for $200? I said, girl, I got my travel agent credentials like 2 years ago. And she was like, well, why didn't you tell me? Like, how do I get mine? So I told her, I'm like, just sign up and you're going to have it. I made $50. So when I made that first 50, I was like, now, wait a minute. So every time I share with somebody, they're going to pay me. And yes, they pay you, and it continues to grow. I have now told over 100 people about this business. They've all joined me. So you can do the math on that. But what is the game changer is when they start sharing. So my girlfriend told her brother who loves to travel. So when he joined, she made $50 and I made 25. So guys, you're going to make 50% of whatever they do for the week. So if they go out and make $1,000 for the week of turning on people to this opportunity, you're going to make $500 and you didn't have anything to do with the sale. It's just people sharing with people, what I like to call the plug. But then Mr. Bradley put on this $10 team bonus, which is something that is going to run throughout your organization. Because as you organically start to grow or intentionally start to grow your business, you're going to have people joining from all over the world. We have people on our team in the UK. We have people on our team in the Caribbean. And of course, we're about to expand to Dubai, all over the world. Where guys, at minimum, there's going to be a $10 direct payout to you every single week. Now, we have people making up to $10,000 per week off of $10 bills because, again, people are sharing with people how to travel smarter. Now, like any business you go into, you do have to build it. You're either going to have to build it with business partners or you're going to have to build it with clients. When I decided to step into entrepreneurship and I became a makeup artist, I had to do a lot of faces for free, right? Because I had to prove that I could do makeup. Well, guys, that was me building my business. If you're in real estate, if you do taxes, whatever your business may be, you have to build it. So it's kind of the same over here. You do have to build it, but we have a program where we celebrate you as you build it. Now, Mr. Bradley, he's a competitive man and he did set it up like the Olympics. So when you partner with 3 people, my first 3 people was my sister, my best friend, my auntie. I knew they traveled, told them about the business. It was like a no-brainer. They joined me. I was coined a bronze builder. Now, when you invite 3 more people, you're going to be called a silver builder, which means you had 6 people partner with you. But if you're going to go to the Olympics, you want to go gold, right? You want to be the Simone Biles of the Olympics. Well, going gold over here is just partnering with 9 individuals, 9 people that you know that either love to travel, looking to travel more, or they're looking to supplement their income in building a business. Now, once you partner with 9 people, guess what? You're opened up to more money. Guys, over here, we get paid 8 different ways, but we get 10 checks per month. So I really want you to wrap your mind around adding another 10 checks per month to your household. That is why XD, Sybil, and Joy have you here. They're like, listen, I got a way for us to increase our money. So the first thing that's going to happen is now when you introduce that 10th person, now you're not making $50, you're making $60. You're already starting to receive that first $10 team bonus. Guys, we've had people go gold in one day. They knew over 9 people that love to travel because literally everybody loves to travel. They joined them in business and they were already a gold builder and had already increased their direct sale from $50 to $60. But where it really changes is that 10% match on all of your personal travel agent's commission. So I told you earlier about the lady who booked that cruise and made $55,000 in one commission. The girl that brought the 66-year-old lady into the business, she was 33. She was 33 years old, brought her into the business. When she made $55,000, the 33-year-old who was a gold builder with 9 business partners made $5,500. Didn't have anything to do with the booking. Didn't even know the lady was booking a cruise. Didn't even know why she got the $5,500. She went into her website and saw that the lady had booked the cruise. This is what I like to call free money. This is making commissions off travel you do not book. Guys, that same lady that made that $5,500, she made over $40,000 last year in travel that she did not book. All because she built a team and her team was out booking travel. So do not sleep on the opportunity of making money and not being present. But the real game changer is residual income because we all have residual bills. But for some reason, the education system did not teach us how to have residual income. But Mr. Bradley put that on the table for us. I want you to imagine as your team grows, whether it's through you or the people you bring in is going to continue to grow, right? That's just the name of the game. Every single person that falls into your organization, there is a $4 bill attached to them residually. Now, how do you start to get that? With 2 people. Again, my first 2 people, my sister, my best friend. I said, I need y'all to partner with me in this business. You're already traveling. We're going to start travel smarter instead of harder. My matrix, that's what we call it. It opened up and I started receiving $4 off every single person in my organization. Well, now, guys, I have an organization of 1,200 travel agents, which means you can do the math. The 1,200 times 4, I get that every single month. That's my residual income check. That's one of the 8 checks, but it grows every single month because those 1,200 people are now sharing the business with the people they know. They are now turning on their network, their friends, their family. But what we love about the Matrix as a goal builder, meaning you've only brought in 9 people, it will pay you out a max of a little over $118,000 per month. Now, XD, when I first saw this, I was like, this can't be real. I ain't never heard of nothing like this. I ain't never known nobody to even make that kind of money. But when I came into this business and I started meeting the people who was making this kind of money, I said, oh, this thing is real. And then when I started making the money, if they're going to pay me $4, they'll pay me $400. If they're going to pay me $400, they'll pay me $4,000. If they're going to pay me $4,000, they'll pay me $40,000. And so that's why I say, sit on this like an insurance policy. Just wait as people are continuing to grow and invite people to partner with them in business. Your money is going to continue to grow. Now, this is another check. So I hope y'all are hanging in there with me. I told you it's 8 ways to get paid. Now, this is the Planet Director program. And a lot of you are already bosses. You're already, leaders. You're the one that everybody comes to when they got a problem or a question. Well, guess what? You're going to naturally step into our director program. Donna, who you heard from earlier, she is a 1-star director, and that means she has at least 100 active agents in her organization. So now her month on the first of every single month starts off with a bonus of $500. $500 every single month. Right now, she is on her way to 2-star. She's like, 500 is not enough. If they're going to pay me 500, they will double that and pay me 1,000. So once she has 300 people in her organization, every 30 days is going to be $1,000 bonus that drops in her account. I'm a 3-star director. My bonus is $2,000 that drops in my account on the first of every single month. But of course, why stop there? I'm on my way to 4-star director, where it's going to more than double. And one of my 8 checks will be $5,000 on the first of every single month. Now, guys, I worked for MAC Cosmetics for 7 years. One of those years, I sold over $1 million in products. I was there every day, all day, every holiday, every weekend, a line of people selling my butt off. So when bonus time came around for that one time for the year, which was December, they paid me $250 after selling over $1 million in products. A week later, I quit because I was like, this does not make any sense. If I can work this hard for somebody else, I'm definitely going to work this hard for myself. And that's when I stepped into my entrepreneur rights. And 90 days of building this business, I was a 1-star director, already making that 500 team bonus, but making $1,000 in residual income for the month. Now, Mr. Bradley has $250,000 on the table. If you want to go 10-star, which I don't know why you wouldn't try. I mean, if we're going to be here, we might as well. That's $250,000 hitting your account on the first of every single month. That's $3 million in 1 year, just in one of your checks. Now, our coach and our mentor, she's a 6-star. Her month right now is starting off with $16,000. She was let go of corporate America after working with them for 20 years in property management. She said she was never going back to corporate America for them to tell her yet again that she was not worth it, because y'all know corporate America will keep you on a cycle. They'll bring you in and they'll also kick you out. And she wanted to have control of her own income. She's now earning $60,000 per month. She's about to be the next millionaire to hit in the company. And she used to earn $50,000 a year. So just imagine how this can absolutely change your life. Now, this is just our Ring and Rolex program. This is what really signifies the people who are fighting for their family. If you ever come to one of our events, you can look on people's hands, you can see what ring they're sporting, and you'll know where their income is in the business. Now, as a sapphire ring wearer, that means that you are earning $100,000 residually in a calendar year. I was able to get this ring in 13 months. It took me almost 4 years to get to 6 figures when I started my makeup business. But again, a team is where you get to live your dream. When you are helping other people win, you get everything you want in life. Now, $250,000, you'll be sporting the ruby ring. $500,000, you'll be sporting the diamond ring. And as a millionaire, you're sporting the double diamond. And we have 8 millionaires in this opportunity right now. The first millionaire that ever hit was a waiter at Pappadeaux. So I don't want you to think that you have to be a makeup artist. You have to come from corporate America. You have to be on the radio with a podcast, or whatever the case may be. This was a waiter at Pappadeaux who didn't even have the money to eat the Pappadeaux food. But somebody told him about this business and he said, hey, I can't get any worse than what I am now. He hopped into this business, became the first millionaire, and he actually designed every single ring that you see on the screen. So it just tells you can start from the bottom, and now you are here. But I do want to let everybody know, let's take the elephant out the room. It's not one of those things, a scheme, a scam, a pyramid, because listen, I'm going to come to the altar. I used to think that. I was one of the people who stayed away from network marketing, all because my broke uncle told me to do so. And let me tell you, never listen to broke people, because they are going to keep you broke. He told me it's a scheme, it's a scam, they're going to get you. And I continue to see people level up in network marketing, from getting the pink Cadillacs in Mary Kay, from getting brand new cars, from being in Avon, from selling coffee to wellness to whatever the case may be. And a lot of them becoming millionaires. And I always thought that they were the lucky ones, that they just somehow got in at the right time. Guys, I came into this business well after it was established, and I've already passed up people who were in here before me, because it is truly about eating what you kill. If you're a go-getter and you're looking to get to financial freedom, you can definitely get it here. There is nobody at the top. This compensation plan is not set up that way. If you want to succeed and you want to get to the top, you can definitely work your way to the top. But what's amazing, you're going to get a 1099 in this business. And if you have never had a 1099, it is a game changer for your taxes. And that's why I like to say we can take the elephant out the room, that it's not a scam, because if it was a scam, we would be in XD's basement right now, giving this presentation where nobody knew what was happening, right? We would not be on the YouTube. But the 1099 has allowed me to save over $4,000 this year with my taxes. We are able to write off things that I never would have thought that we could write off. Part of my cable bill, because we have to watch the Weather Channel and the Travel Channel. So it's going to be a true game changer when it comes to your taxes. Now, for those of you that are parents, those of you that, are aunties and uncles, and you don't really have a plan on how you're going to leave a legacy. We all have life insurance when we pass, and it pays out one time to our family. And usually most families, they'll run through that within a year. But Mr. Bradley created the Planet Marketing Pledge 2 years after he created the business, because his son was on his deathbed, and we're so grateful that his son pulled through. But he really started to think about what we as individuals are going to do in this company. We're going to come in and change the trajectory of our families' lives. Our cars are going to be upgraded. The zip codes are going to change. Our homes, the way we eat, the way we travel, all of that is going to change. And so when we pass, he did not want to take the money away. He made this a legacy business to where, as a director, your income will still be passed down to your family each and every month. And this is why a lot of men come into the business, because passing down generational wealth, this is what it really is. So you can feel secure in knowing that in the event of your death, the Planet business you've built will outlast you. Your family will still receive your Planet Marketing weekly commissions, director pay, director bonus, and monthly residual income. So far, we have only lost 4 of our directors in this company. And guys, their kids are still receiving that monthly income, and that monthly income is growing because they have a team under them that is still building their business. So it truly is a game changer when you are leaving something like this over to your family. But we're going to teach you everything we know. It's a turnkey business. Again, I was in the beauty industry. This is my first time even doing YouTube. XD had to teach me that. I had to learn how to do Zoom because one thing that I am good with is learning. I'm never too old to learn more. I'm never too old to pivot and step into an industry that I see is changing people's lives. So we're going to show you everything we know. And one of our best spots to learn is our convention. It happens every single year, just once a year in Orlando. It's over 7,000 of us at the world's largest Marriott. And you're going to see people from all over the world, from the UK, from Jamaica, from the Caribbean, just all over, come together. And this is where we learn the most. We get to learn from millionaires. We get to learn from keynote speakers that's teaching us how to get our own million. Because you see, a lot of the times we're around millionaires, but none of them are ever showing us how to get our money up. But now we're around millionaires and they're giving us the exact blueprint. So the big question is, how do I start? And this is my best part because it is so affordable. It's only $199.90. Now, guys, I really want y'all to think about that, especially my ladies, because before I went to Atlanta, I just got my nails done, my nails only, and my nails were $166. So imagine if I would have got my nails and a pedicure. It would have been a bigger investment than me getting 2 debt-free businesses. You see, price is what you pay, but value is what you get. And I want you to think about what it is that you are getting. You're getting 2 debt-free businesses to earn unlimited income. One of them is going to be your Planet Marketing business. That's for $19.95. That is going to be where you can build a team as big as your dream if you choose to. Again, none of this is mandatory. Since both businesses are debt free, we don't have any quotas. You can use this business and work this business how you want. But I will say that $19.95 is what has created 8 millionaires today and what will definitely make me one of the next. Now, $179.95, that's your booking engine. Now, that's how you're your own Expedia, Priceline, Travelocity, Orbitz, Hotels.com, or what have you. You're going to have your full-fledged at-home travel agency. You will have your own website. Now you can be on the side of Wi-Fi wages. You can send that link out, post it on your social media. People can start to book their trips and you're going to get paid. But then you also get your VIP travel benefits. Now you yourself are going to be a travel advisor that can travel like an insider. You can walk in, ask for upgrades. You can take trainings. You can go on the IntelliTrips or the FAM trips. You're going to have all kind of perks and benefits. Now, since we are in business, like any other legit business, there is an overhead monthly. And our overhead over here is only $60 a month, $2 a day. Guys, for $2 a day, we can't even buy a latte nowadays for $2 a day. And I really want you to wrap your head around that. $60 per month is now paying me over $100,000 for the year, paying me over $10,000 per month. And that all happened within 13 months. So it just really depends on how hard you work, or if you just want to save on your travel. But do not let this opportunity pass you by over $260 because it's $1 million opportunity for literally pennies. So there's usually 3 people on with us. They're number ones. They're ready to go. You've been following XD. You know XD. You know he wouldn't steer you wrong. He joined us in business and he has been killing it ever since. So now he is like, how many people can I help see this opportunity? Well, we're going to get you started tonight. It takes about maybe 10, 12 minutes to get enrolled. You're going to immediately get your credentials. You're going to start receiving your emails and you're going to be open for business. It's that simple. Now, number 2, you have questions. Great. Please drop your questions in the chat. I know Sybil and Joy are here with some of their guests. So if y'all have some questions, we are here to answer that for you. If you're here for XD, drop those questions in the chat. We'll make sure to get that answered. And then number 3, you are a no thank you. And if you are a number 3, listen, no problem. We still love you. No love lost. You do not have to go into hiding, witness protection, none of that. We just wanted you to see what we are doing to move our family as far from the poverty line. And if you yourself are not ready to do that, we are going to ask one thing. Whoever invited you on the Zoom tonight, will you just book your travel with them in the future? Because we know you're going to travel. We know you're going to go to concerts and sporting events. You might need to rent a car one day, or like me, I do date night. I buy date night for myself. I went to a cooking class, date night, came home to a check. So if that is you, book it with the person that invited you, because they are here to make money. And instead of you giving that money away to the people you don't know, the Expedias of the world, give it to the person that was turning you on to an opportunity to get your money up, because they are here to move their family as far from the poverty line. So we are at the end of the presentation. We always say, start your journey of success. I've added today, why are we waiting? Because there is no need to wait. The journey of 1,000 miles just begins with one step. Guys, gas is continuing to go up. You know, food is continuing to go. Everything is continuing to go up. Now, if your money is not going up, we have the opportunity right here, right now, today, for your money to go up. And again, you have that 30-day risk-free trial. So we are going to go ahead and stop share. And we're going to see if any questions are coming in the chat. XD, you can check and see. I see AJ invited somebody. We got some people here for Sybil and Joy. Thank you all for being on. If you have some questions, please share. Now, if you are here for XD and you're ready to get started, he has actually put his QR code at the top. Now that is for XD only. Now, if you're here for Joy, or if you're here for Sybil, then you want to get back with them, because they have an exact link that they want to give to you for you to join them in business. But if you're here for XD and you're ready to get started, go ahead and scan that QR code. Let us know you are scanning it, because we're going to walk you through enrollment today. And we don't want to log off. So if you don't tell us you're enrolling, we'll log off and you'll be lost. So we want to keep you here. But if there's any questions, let's go ahead and drop that in the chat and we'll allow those to load up. But XD, let's share, you know, your experience so far with the business and why you were excited about sharing with your network.
Oh yeah. First of all, I love businesses that make sense. And I'm also like, if I'm gonna do this already, why wouldn't I want to get paid off of something I'm already doing? So, you know, when I was brought into the business, that's what I immediately fell in love with. I also love the fact that now that I'm in I turned 40 in 3 weeks. And so now I have this goal of travel. And I was like, well, this literally fell into my lap. And I think I was talking to you last week when I moved back to California to be closer to my mother. We're about an hour away flying. And so now that I have no excuse now to go see her and make it a cognizant effort to make sure our bond is strong because I'm an only child. And so I want to make sure that I can see her as often as I can. Our parents are getting older, and there's only so many Christmases and holidays we have with them left. So that's why I definitely wanted to come in the business and be a part of it.
Yeah, that is so true. You remind me of myself because, my dad, he was a sniper in Vietnam. So y'all don't mess with me.
Oh, wow.
But, I've always seen my dad as just very strong individual. So now he's 75. And, as you get older, you just start to slow down. Things just start to slow down and they cannot hustle as hard as they used to. My mom is 71. And I wanted to be the daughter that they could come to, because it's just me and my sister, that they could come to and ask for money, and I had it. I didn't want to have to tell my parents no. A lot of times you have single moms raising, 6 kids, and then 6 kids can't take care of one mom. And I just did not want that to be, my story. So I got into this business really to help my parents. And I remember last summer, my dad calling, and he just needed some help on the light bill. And he was like, the light bill is really high because when you're in an older home, the insulation is not as well. And I was like, well, Dad, how much is the light bill? He said, well, it's, $740. And I was like, well, how much do you need? He was like, well, if you can just, maybe give me like $250, that will help. I sent him the whole $740 because of this business. Right. And that was something that I was not able to do as a makeup artist because my makeup artist money was just covering my own self. I was month to month with that. But now just having this income that is growing outside of me is a game changer. So I definitely encourage people, if your parents are still here, think of ways to where you will be the answer to their prayer. Because, a lot of times we pray for people, but sometimes we got to pay for people. And we need to position ourselves to where we can do that. And this is that opportunity, because the world is traveling and it's never going to shut down. You just got to get in it and access this money. But I don't think I see any questions coming in. Now, I'm going to have a big question. Is anybody joining us today, whether you're joining XD, Joy, Sybil, anybody joining the business today? Because we want to walk you through it tonight so that I scanned the QR code. Can I enroll later, XD? Okay, that's TKP61. Do you know who that is?
I'm not sure, but we can chat and DM me and we can have further conversations. Yeah.
Yeah. So is there a way, TKP6, Tracy? Okay. Hi, Tracy. Is there a way that you can go ahead and shoot him directly your contact information? Because I want him to be able to go ahead and write you down, log you in, so that, because the enrollment is easy, but you can get lost in like a little bit of it. So we want to make sure you don't get lost and that you get enrolled the right way. So XD, is there a way that she can shoot you a message directly?
Yeah. However you found it, you can send me a message through there.
Okay. So make sure
all
you
DMs
reach
and
out.
messages and emails are open.
Yes, you contact him and he is going to be sure. Thanks. Yes, I put it in his DM. Okay, great.
Wonderful.
So Tracy, we got you. And Tracy, where are you from? Where do you currently live? Because wherever you are from, we want to get you plugged in. We got business partners all over. Oh, in LA. Perfect. So you right there with XD. Even better. We have a big team out there in California. We come out there too, and we do different events, like big special events where we're training, we're helping you get your mind set up. You're going to get mentors and coaches with this business. And that's what I needed. Guys, I was the first one in my family to step out into entrepreneurship. I realized I was allergic to bosses. But in doing that, you're the one that is kind of writing the blueprints. So I threw a lot of stuff at the wall, hoping it would stick, made a lot of mistakes, and finally got around the mentorship and the coaching in this. And that's what really changed me, because a lot of people are poor because of the mindset. A lot of people think poor has to do with money. It has to do with your mind. If you don't change that mindset to win and see opportunity, then you're going to, remain poor. And I needed somebody to tell me that. So Tracy, welcome to the team. We are glad to have you. I scan and want to enroll later as well. I'm also in LA. Okay, great. Through XD. Great. So do the exact same thing. If you can DM him your name, and I'm assuming your name, and I probably would totally mess that up. I'm assuming it's what it is in the chat in your handle. He will definitely get you set up. Whenever you're ready to enroll, we will get you set up and walk you through it and get you plugged in. So please make sure you DM your name and phone number, and we'll just shoot you a simple text, and you just tell us when you're ready, and we will reach back out to you that day. Yeah. Now, Donna, as somebody that's already in the travel industry, when you saw this opportunity the first time, you joined, and then you always say how you regret how you quit, but you came back at the right time because we were both in spaces where we saw the opportunity for real this time, and we really seized it. So I would love for you to share with those that we have left. What is your takeaway with being in the business?
Oh my goodness, this business has changed so much. I'm taking a little time off from my regular job right now. But as a result of this business, I'm able to go and see my mother, who is ill right now. And I don't have to worry about, being at a job to get that check coming in. I got into the business initially just to get card note money. But when I saw that with the continued effort of what I was already doing, the money was only going to go up, and it has continued to go up steadily. So after a year, I became a 1-star director. I get that bonus now. I'm on my 2-star run, and I'm just not slowing down at this point. This business is a game changer. And for those who are really not paying attention, we had another crisis come up with a friend. And now they're in a situation, they don't have the money to join the business, but we don't stop and think about the things that we're actually wasting money on. Brunch. And, you get your nails done. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that, but you can afford to get your nails done. But if you go get your nails done and then you don't have money for gas and other necessary bills the next week, if we don't have, and one of the things, I know I'm jumping around, but one of the things that really stood out to me was when it was said, if you don't have $200, if you cannot put your hands on $200 to join $1 million business, you need this business. So you guys, that's something for you to think about. If you cannot afford to join the business because you don't have $200, that's all the more reason why you need that $200. And I joined without ever seeing the presentation. So I regretted ever leaving, but I am so glad I'm back, and I'm not going anywhere. And I have something to leave my grandkids.
Yep. Absolutely. And that's so true. When I first saw it, I was much younger than what I am now. So I had really bad stinking thinking. I was in my early 30s. I was already making 6 figures in makeup. So I thought I had it going on. And I said, no, not right now. I don't really have the money. The next day I went to Sunday Fun Day because I was a big social person. I was always outside, like always. And I had a section, and I bought a $350 bottle of liquor, and I'm standing on the couch, and I'm, swagging and surfing, which swagging and surfing wasn't even out at that time, but whatever was out at that time, that's what I was doing. And I came home after spending all of this money, and then I was looking like, shoot, how am I gonna get my car note? My priorities were all out of whack. They were all jacked up. I came from the era of where we were taught to fake it till we make it. And in doing that, it put me in a lot of debt. It had me looking rich without being rich, looking like money while being actually broke. And I just did not have the mindset of what true wealth looks like. And so now when you do see the, Bill Gates, and they're in their Gap attire, and then you see the person that's dripping in Gucci, Louis, whatever, you can tell. And so I really had to get around higher mindsets. And this is what this opportunity, and who would have thought in a travel business, we would get everything, that we're getting. But that's why, XD and Sybil and Joy are so adamant about sharing with their network, because they're like, listen, guys, playtime is over. We've done enough of the turn up. We've done enough of linear income. We've helped build other people's business. We have to figure out a way to where we're circulating income within our community. And that's exactly what we are doing here. And in doing that, everybody is becoming wealthy. Our number one income earner is earning $170,000 per month residually. A mother of 4, a wife. So when people are like, oh, I have kids, I'm like, well, you're either going to do it for your kids or in spite of your kids, because you can't say I'm doing it for my kids, and as soon as your kids have something going on, you are over there with them, not building your business. And so it's just the mindset. If you can, to the guests that's still on, we still have 23 guests on. If you can just sacrifice for 1 year, maybe 2, it's going to completely change your whole entire future. Completely change. I sacrificed for 1 year and was at 6 figures residually. So if I never have another client, if a hurricane happens, if anything happens, another COVID, anything happens, I still have money coming into my account 10 times a month, 8 different ways. All because I started early. So yes, don't miss out, guests. For those of you that's still lingering. Now, I'm not seeing any questions come in the chat. I know XD, you have those 2 people. Did you get their information? Tracy asked if you got her info. Okay. Mm-hmm. And the other lady's info, I don't want to mess her name up. Cher, I'm gonna say Cher. I done gave you a nickname, sorry. Make sure you get your info over. Sybil and Joy, who is ever a guest of Sybil and Joy, just get back with them. If y'all have questions, they can get on a phone call with you, get those questions answered. XD is going to continue to do these because the name of the game is how many people can we expose? So if you joined us late and you missed a bulk of the information, we are going to bring it back. We have it happen every single week. So just, stay plugged in on wherever you saw this information, on whatever platform, and he will, be sharing whenever we have. We do them on Zooms. This is our first time doing it on YouTube. Not mad at the YouTube way of doing it. So we might bring it back to the tube. But any closing, she said share is fine. Okay, great. Any closing words, XD, before we log off?
Just thank you for even listening and taking a chance of listening to this opportunity. I know that is, a lot of information at first, but I'm just proud of everyone who just took the opportunity just to take a chance in hopes of changing something in their lives too. Yeah,
absolutely. Because not knowing is what costs you. Not knowing is what costs you. So now you know, and hopefully when you know better, you do better. All right, Donna, any closing words before we log off?
I too want to thank everyone for coming. This is a game changer. So pray about it, think about it, and see how you can possibly fit into this life. Into this business. There's no way that you're going to ever regret this. This was the biggest mistake for me to ever leave, but the best thing in the world for me to ever come back. And I'm just so thankful that I found this opportunity again, that I have coaches and mentors available to help me. And this is the most supportive business ever. So you won't regret it.
Yes, absolutely. And somebody said, XD, what is your website? I like to book with you. And you said DM, right? DM you and
yes,
share the website. Yes, thank you. If you're not joining him but want to book with him and give him that commission, that is amazing. We appreciate that as well. But to everybody who joined tonight, I'm just going to basically repeat exactly what they said. Thank you. Thank you for taking about an hour out of your day to hear about a life-changing opportunity. And here's the thing, you're not going to not hear about it again. It's going to come around again because we are actively growing. We have 146,000 of us in the business in over 20 countries. But I want to ask you, when you hear about it again, think about XD. Go back to XD. If this is your first time hearing, say, you know what? This business is really starting to take off and grow. I'm hearing about it more and more. Remember, XD told you first. So go back to him and say you are ready to get started. We would love to have you. We have helped so many people change their lives through this opportunity. And we want to help as many more as we can. So again, thank y'all for joining. XD and Joy and Sybil, they absolutely appreciate the support. And we will see y'all at the next one. And get back with the person that invited you if you're ready to get started. Y'all have a good one.
Right.
Bye.
Thank you.